Well, I'm in Poland. This is interesting. I wasn't actually meant to be in Poland. I was meant to be going to Croatia actually this week, and instead, because of coronavirus being a thing and for Croatia having like a high number of like coronavirus cases in the past like few weeks, basically anyone who goes to Croatia or comes back from Croatia and goes to the UK has to then self-isolate. So I decided not to go because essentially it wasn't going to be any fun, because I would have had to have stayed 14 days inside somewhere to then return to then only be inside for 14 further days when I go back to the UK. So I decided on the crazy idea to come to Poland, and because I've recently booked this holiday and I didn't have time to actually plan it, unlike I actually managed to plan a full out holiday for Croatia, I knew what I was going to be doing day in, day out. I don't know what I'm doing for this holiday. I've got like 5 or 6 days here and I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. Exactly. I'm going to be doing a bit of research to like figure out what I'm going to be doing day in, day out. But I essentially thought I'm just going to get a car and I can just drive around Poland and then just see what's up. At the moment I'm in Krakow. I don't know how long I'm going to stay in Krakow for, maybe a day or two max, because I've only got like 5 or 6 days, something like that. I think 5 days here in Poland altogether before I have to fly back from the airport I'm in at the moment. It's just been a bit hectic recently, to be honest with you, and it's been difficult trying to book a holiday because not only do you have to worry about like potential visas and stuff, especially if you're going outside of the EU when you're an EU citizen, but then you also got to think about now like where's going to accept you and the rules of when you're coming into a country, and then where's going to like accept you coming back into the UK when you're coming back into the UK from certain countries. So when you whittle it down, there's not many countries really that you can do both ways without having to self-isolate. Poland is one of them, hence why I've decided to come to Poland. Absolutely loved Poland. The last time I came, I come to Gdańsk and I went to Gdynia and Sopot as well, which is all up in the north of Poland. Amazing place. I really enjoyed it, so I decided, you know what, let's go Krakow, and it ended up being one of the cheapest options anyway for when I was booking the flight anyway. So there we are. At the moment, I've decided to, because I'm in Krakow, the number one thing that people do when they go to Krakow is to do the Auschwitz Tour. Well, I'd say tour, it's just looking around the concentration camp. I've been to 3 concentration camps before in my life. I've been to Dachau, I've been to Belsen-Bergen, and I've been to Sachsenhausen. All 3 of them in their own right were amazing, but at the same time really, I guess, just somber to be there. I've heard that Auschwitz is like on another level, and obviously I'm in the area. I've just put it in on a sat-nav. We're only 55 minutes away, and that includes the fact that there's a 10-minute delay on the motorway because of a crash. So we're just going to go to Auschwitz, see what I can do there. You know, essentially it's looking around a museum, because it should be classed as a museum. But anyway, looking around Auschwitz, I'm really interested to see what's there. I've heard that it's just on another level. It's not like any of the others. And yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to be filming of it because of being respectful for the site and everything like that. I'll get some footage for sure. Previously, when I've been to concentration camps, I've not really gotten that much footage or pictures, but I have gotten a little bit, because again, you don't want to be too, like, you know, happy or whatever with filming every single little thing. It's definitely an experience that you want to do and actually take it in and soak in all the information, the history behind everything, and I'm sure there's a lot for me to learn. But anyway, that's enough talking. I realised in these vlogs, when I did them previously, they do go on for quite a while. Some of my vlogs have gone on for like 40 minutes plus. I really don't want to do that. The optimum time for a vlog for me is about 15 minutes, unless there's something like a special occasion where it needs to be longer. Normally I want to try and get these vlogs to 15 minutes per episode, so I don't want to sit down and ramble too much, because that's when they end up being 40 minutes and just ridiculous lengths, and obviously nobody wants to see that. We're going to set off now in Poland. First time I've driven in Poland, I'm a little bit nervous, not going to lie. First time I've driven with the steering wheel on the left hand side, and yeah, we're going to head to Oświęcim, which is where Auschwitz is. It's my best pronunciation, so if you're Polish, or if you just know how to say the word, I'm sorry if I butchered it. Oświęcim, I think is how you say it. Anyway, we're going to that place now, and yeah, we're going to see what it's all about. Reason that there's traffic is because it's a toll road. I forgot that actually it's going to be like toll road, so you have to pay. You don't really get them in the UK. I've seen about 2 or 3 in my entire time driving in the UK. They're quite rare. But here I think there's going to be quite a few more toll roads. I just heard there are only a few zloty at a time. Okay, so apparently they don't actually do individual tours or look around. They only do like group tours until like 4:15. Currently it's only about 2 p.m. So I've got a couple of hours to wait and to do nothing essentially, but then they told me that this camp is actually split into two parts. This part is Auschwitz behind me. There's a shuttle bus apparently that goes to another part which is called Birkenau. So we're going to go over to Birkenau and check that out, see what it's like, and then we're going to head back here to Auschwitz at around about 4 p.m. to then see what that's like. Having to swap over to my iPhone. My camera's actually dead, the battery died, and I had to drop off my bag to a back guy over at the other side of the camp. So I don't actually have any batteries for this camera for the remaining part of my trip here at Auschwitz/Birkenau. We just got in, and at the moment you can just see the train tracks, and it's quite windy as well actually, so I apologise for the noise that wind is getting in the way. Yeah, there's a train track in the background. I'm not sure what it is yet, but there's those like chimney type things, like brick structures. They're not like actual chimneys, it's just that's what they look like. A few watch-out towers. Like there's one just here. Lookout towers. Yeah. So far it's just vast and empty. Not a lot to see apart from this train track. I'm assuming it goes all the way down where I can see right in front of me. At Crossroads, so I can go left, I can carry on going up, or I can go right. I'm going to assume for now these buildings here on my left are where prisoners were kept. Sometimes certain type of prisoners are kept in those bad conditions. All around you've got these boards. Take a little look down. This is the last building on that little stretch I just went up. We're about to go into this back piece here, little bridge that goes over. Some interesting looking, well, almost looks like a burnt down building, or the roof to a building, just in the middle of the shot here. We're going to check it out, see if there's anything written there to tell us what it's all about. Doesn't say what it is exactly, just literally a sign that says keep off the ruins. Bunch of rubble, or from this I assume, but I don't know how it's got to the state of where it's destroyed. Another piece back here as well. There's some sort of tunnel system under there. You might be able to see there's steps here that's been blocked off. And down, yeah, just down in here, it's like a tunnel of some sort. Possibly to get from building to building. Maybe for another use. I'm not too sure. unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, to keep it preserved, it is all blocked off, so it's only so far you can go. They've just literally left it like this. Okay, so here's a diagram of what I've just shown you, the underground tunnels stage here, which is just this thing here, and they're all numbered or lettered. And as I thought, these were gas chambers and incinerators. Here's what it used to look like. And I believe this is the underground tunnel. Incinerators of crematorium used for burning the corpses of the people. Crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. It's just crazy to think that the history of this place, everything to do with that rubble there, so much evil work was put into it. Here's some more of the steps. Sort of goes around the back here. There's not too much really to look at from what I can see at the moment. End of the tracks is here. It was just saying how the track and the trains was used to bring people in and used to take the ashes away. And way down there in the distance is where we came into this area of the camp. This is only Birkenau, remember. This is not technically Auschwitz, even though Auschwitz is only around the corner. There's two parts to the camp, and this part is Birkenau. It's actually crazy when you think about it. 1.5 million people died here on these grounds, plus Auschwitz, which is in the other area. All in all, only about 6 million people were killed. I say only. In perspective with this one camp killed over a sixth of the people killed in total during the whole war, the whole Holocaust. It's crazy that I've been to other camps, as I mentioned earlier, but those ones, I don't know, one, they weren't as big as this one. This is only one half of this camp. I don't even know how big the other half is, the actual Auschwitz part. And two, this one has actually killed a lot more people. A lot more people died on these grounds, which just makes it that little bit more sorrow, a little bit more, you know, almost hard to believe that I'm stood here really on this historic grounds, even though it was horrible stuff what happened here. It's important to understand and learn the history, which is why I thought it'd be good to make a video here. I'm going to take this off because no one around. I thought it'd be good to make a video here because, again, history is important. And like I said, I've been to 3 of these before. This is my 4th camp and I've never made a video on them before. I just figured this would be a good time to make a video as I'm in the area. It's the one thing I knew that I wanted to do if I ever came to Krakow, to come to this site. So I'm just documenting my experience here at the moment. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's, you have to feel a little bit like, you know, down when you're at these sort of places because of the history that's happened. It just has that vibe to it, you know. Clouds are grey. They've always been, I know it's obviously coincidence, but clouds have always been grey whenever I've been to a camp. I've never been to one on a sunny day. I don't hear anything in terms of like animals, bird chirping, whatever. It's silent and it's really eerie when it's like that. But it sets the tone so well. Also another thing, like sometimes I come in the winter, when I went to Sachsenhausen or Birkenau, I went in the winter. I never wear a jumper. When I come to these, I'm just wearing bare shirt because, you know, to try and get a feel of how they felt when they were on site here, because normally they would have no clothing and they'd have to go through the winter, horrible conditions. It don't feel right for me personally to wear a big coat when I'm like here and I'm a bit cold, you know. I always like to try and get involved in that type of thing. Anyway, enough of me rambling. We're going to carry on. Right here behind me, there's yellow ribbons, but there is more like boards here that explain stuff, but I can't get to it because it's boarded off, so I'm guessing it's closed off for now for whatever reason. But there's basically just more rubble over there. Probably just another gas chamber or something like that. That's about it for this side, I think. I'm going to head down that way. And there's this side, if I can enter it, there's this side that I'm going to go into, see if there's anything different there, see if there's anything that explains something that I haven't yet explained. Then it should be about time that we can head over to the other side and check out Auschwitz. It's crazy when they have pictures of where you're actually stood right here, saying that people walking to their death essentially are walking exactly where I'm walking right now on this uneven, bricky, muddy road. And it's haunting to think that for a lot of people this is their last view. I'm going to assume that these are all gas chambers for now, because if people are walking down here to go to the gas chambers, I'm going to assume that they would come down here, walk in one of these buildings. Typically they would have no idea that they were walking into it. They were thinking of getting a shower, and then that's it, lights out. If we just come over here to take a look, it is barbed wired, so I have to be a bit careful. But look at this structure, and look how close it is to just collapsing, but it's almost just kept itself up by really thin bricks. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. See down there at the bottom of the base? Yeah, that's so close to falling over, but yeah, it's still standing structure, only just though. All the bricks around it, they're obviously bricks that have just fallen down from the structure over the years, and it's just stayed as it is. Obviously this tall barbed wire fence is protecting all of these individual buildings from actually being vandalized or whatever it may be. But you just see, I don't know how well you can see it on this video because again it's on my phone, but it's just crazy how much there is. There's just building after building, and each one of them no doubt would have taken many people. Let's just take a look at this one here. It's literally slanted, like it should really be falling over any time now. I can't, it seems really dark on my end. There we go. It looks like it's about to fall over, but something is structurally supporting it to keep it up. And it is a shame that through nature and the way that rain, weather works, that one day all of these will be gone and it will just be a pile of bricks at most, depending on when that day comes, what the museum, the people that own this site, want to do with it. I'm assuming they would want to keep the original bricks. Even though there's not much left now, to see these little bits is still part of history. It is. I'm not sure if these are original bricks or not on my side, but I'm going to assume that they are. This bricky road. See over here, I think the museum, this was post World War II. It looks like where they decided that to keep the structure just from falling, they just put a little bit of support on the back there, you know, just to try and preserve everything that they can in terms of the history. When I turn around, all you can see is just a road. It's difficult to see the end point. I've walked all that way, almost at the end of this bit to be honest now. Probably another minute or so, I'll be at the end, and then we'll see what's over there. And again, just more chimneys. These ones are more fully built. On the other side, 3 more. Not sure if that water cooler or water tower, whatever you want to call it, in the background is original. But again, I think it might be. I think everything within these walls are original. To be honest, there's nothing down here to really explain to me what this road is, apart from the fact that people walked up this road to essentially meet their death. Okay, so I've just got to the end and there's a gate with an obvious chain on the middle, but this chain is basically higher than my head. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a keep out chain or what, but this area looks pretty barren, to be honest. Pretty barren. I might just head back. It's a long walk though. Yeah, like I said, there's some information boards over there, but honestly I don't want to get in trouble. I see literally nobody out here. For some reason parts of the camp are closed off. I feel like this might be a closed off area, so I'll just stick with the rules and just make sure I don't do anything I shouldn't do. Head back on this chain and walk down here for the next 20 minutes. And here we return back to the entrance. The entrance of Birkenau, which is it's very similar to the entrance of all the other camps I've been to be honest with you. But it's crazy that was the one thing keeping people from their freedom, was this structure right here, as well as all of these fences. Time to go over to Auschwitz. It has gone 4 o'clock. It should be okay for me to go there in a solo group, not as a tour group or whatever, and then do the same thing as I did here. Yeah, let's just go over there and check it out. Yeah, see what the actual Auschwitz has to offer. Birkenau side, it's been an eye-opener for sure. It's crazy to come here. Yeah, that's all I can say really. It's crazy to come here. Let's go check out Auschwitz.